I'm new to this industry, only a few months, and I started off being told there's lots of scamming going on, and then the whole thing is blown up. Have you got any out there views on what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I think, well, first one, EAs, right? Let's put some controversy shit.
Yeah.
If an EA, like, I can't fathom, like, me and Alex laugh at this all the time. It's just like, it's a fucking face palm.
I totally let go of my mind. Yeah.
We cannot comprehend, or I cannot comprehend why people fall for like scams, but I also understand. No, I can't really. It's just you have to get scammed because like EAs, if profitable EA, as you can see, I'm getting worked up. If an EA is profitable, think about it. Like, would they really truly sell it? And let's just say, hypothetically, an EA works. Okay, if the EA works, that's because of the individual person who has built the EA, the person who algorithmically understands the strategy of the EA, and also the person who's built it knows how to model and manually manage that EA. You can. It's the same thing as a strategy. I can have a strategy. I can give it to 100 people,
and then all do something different with it.
Correct. Yeah. Only 20 will work it out. 30 may fail, 10. So you cannot sell an EA on its own to work. And if the EA was so good, right, this is the next step. Like, use your brain. And common sense is not common. But if an EA is so good, why don't you just invest in the fund and the fund manages it?
Because we've said this all over like the broker years, as algos have come in, taking, building on the manual inputs, doing the algos. And the algos, you can build it to take away the edge. This is why Tom DeMark, why the Elliott waves and stuff all started to disappear and reinvent, because the computers were all taking you to the levels.
Exactly. And then not just that as well. So not only do you have that, you also have strategy cap, and then obviously your edge loses it when you have so many people using it as well. Thing. Exactly that. Because if the model is so profitable to some degree, you can only use it to some degree because of the amount of filling and liquidity providing, like 100 lots, you can only do that X amount. You can't go to 200 lots, 1,000 lots. So if you've ever seen 1,000 lots on Instagram or whatever, it's just bullshit. It's just, how can you get filled that without being slipped like 100 grand?
Well, massive.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
This is like the real markets, and you get people moaning when they get small slippage on data, and so it's like, well, you go and speak to a market maker in real time. He's not there to bend over, is he? He's there to make a bit of money.
And I think it's the lack of education, because they're such in a retail world, they only know the retail side. But when they've been in an institutional side and a professional side, you need to understand that. So then to put on the positive spin on it, it's like prop firms like Alpha Capital. I always say prop firms are like a stepping stone. It's a guidance, right? Because like you have rules that you must adhere to. If you can't even adhere to that, bro, you've got no chance trading.
You don't even read them, do they?
You can't even. How are you going to trade?
How do you defend yourself when you don't read the rules?
Exactly. How are you going to trade a $10 million fund? How are you going to trade private equity? How are you going to try and investor capital when you can't even do a demo account with some fucking basic guidelines? Do you know what I mean? But if you can, it's true, like, next level financial freedom. But yeah, like EA was the one that.
So what you're really saying, the premise of EA is great if you use it as a tool for yourself. But other than that, you're being sold
you can't sell it, you can't buy
it.
I just don't understand how people just think that it like can comprehend, like, I'm going to buy this is going to be my life changer. It just makes no sense. So the guy, actually, another story is the guy I share the office with. He has 150 million AUM. He builds algos, and even this is a guy that's profitable with an audited fund, right? 10 years audited track record. None of this like, oh yeah, look at my unregulated statement. This is a audited track record. Even he's saying, like, no matter if he gives his EA, he can't give his EA to me, because even if he does give it to me, how do I know in what conditions is that going to work, and what market cycles that's going to work? When do I know when to turn it on? When do I know when to turn it off? When do I know when it's working? When do I know when it's not working? When is risk on? When is risk off? When is the strategy cap? What's the maximum fund I can have? It's just so much, like, more in detail.
This is like first principles, isn't it? And you can tell that you've brought yourself through, you've educated yourself, you've done courses, been with a mentor. I just get this sense of so many people looking for this magic dart and what's going to do it for me. And I don't want to do the hard lines. I don't want to know what that all means. Just
the lottery
do it for me.
Yeah. Looking for the easy way, and I think that's where the shift is coming. Because I think you're right. That's why so many people got scammed, and so many people are in that series, is because people are looking for the fast way out. People are getting sold on the lifestyle. People are getting sold on the smokes and mirrors. But I think there's a slow change to that, especially same with this, right? The podcast, Alpha Capital, when you see a full hour of someone who's been in the industry and someone who's got some experience to have a proper conversation, it's like, well, actually, these guys are really speaking common sense. It's just this common sense is not being put forward to them because all they've had before is just retail stuff. Because if you think about it as well, on defense, is the only way retail people they don't have access to the institutional side. They're not going to get FCA understanding.
They're going to get defensive, aren't they?
Yeah, so you're not really going to understand that. So yeah.
So that's your first gripe. I think it's a good one.
Yeah.